24 arrests in a ring that sold fake nursing diplomas nationwide. And there are more arrests to come. Local Times' Roy Ramos is live with this developing story. Roy.
Nicole, this was a $114 million scheme where nursing schools based right here in South Florida sold those fake diplomas at $15,000 a pop. Those students would then take that diploma and in some cases obtain nursing jobs without even having the proper training. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District, Mackenzie LaPointe, surrounded by federal agents to announce the results of Operation Nightingale, a scheme where fake diplomas and transcripts were sold to thousands of people across the country in order to work as registered nurses.
The last thing we want to learn is that the nurses administering the medications, the ones charged with carrying out the doctor's order, took shortcuts on their clinical training and used fake nursing diplomas to get their licenses and jobs. Unfortunately, thousands of people have taken this shortcut.
7,600 that federal agents are aware of. 30% of those who purchased the $15,000 fake diplomas went on to sit for state exams, even passing them.
Use those fake credentials to sit for state board examinations, obtain their nursing licenses, and ultimately get jobs at hospitals.
We learned the 3 nursing schools selling the fake documents were based right here in South Florida. One at the Palm Beach School of Nursing in West Palm Beach, another at the Siena College of Health in Lauderhill, and at Sacred Heart International Institute in Fort Lauderdale.
25 individuals have been charged across multiple states. Fraud crimes, including conspiracy.
Well, agents have already identified several facilities where people may be working as licensed nurses who obtain those jobs illegally. The concern is the safety of the patients being treated by them.
To date, we have not learned of nor uncovered any evidence of patient harm stemming from these individuals.
So 21 arrests have already been made. 2 more are expected over the next few days. As a result, agents have notified nursing boards across the country. For now in downtown Miami, Roy Ramos, 10 News.
Okay, so y'all just heard that right there. And let me just say, hold on. Sorry about that. That aside from this part of the story, this is a story that I ended up finding myself on Instagram. I don't think anybody from my subscriber base or in the Discord or anywhere else sent me this story. If you did, I found out otherwise. You know how I always say that Florida, it seems to be that state, that hotbed state for a lot of the buffoonery that goes on in the nation. They aren't the only ones, but they seem to come up a lot. And y'all seem to love when I talk about Florida. But on a serious note, this does not look good at all. Because it says 25 people in Florida are charged with a scheme to get fake nursing diplomas that they sold for around $15,000 a pop. Whoever is behind this grand scheme is the only person that really came up like that. And the scary part about it is the diplomas look so real and so legit that they were able, some of these people was able to get jobs in hospitals and around people who are degreed or went to school and earned their degree and took the proper courses and learned the lessons and got the education to be licensed in that field. And now you're going to have some people in there who don't know what the hell they're doing that are going to be around people who are sick. And like the U.S. attorney said, this guy who you see in the picture, they're going to get in these places. They're going to give out the improper medication. They may give the wrong dosage amount of medication. These people might OD. At very worst, they could possibly die. And they won't. It's just it's crazy to me. And then I think about how 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, I did the update on Rick. What was his name? The singer, the one behind the college admission scandal. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Where it said how many years he was going to get behind bars, not enough in my honest opinion, for faking college admissions for these kids to go to school and they didn't earn it. Well, this is actually worse than that, because with them, they're just trying to they were trying to get into a school. Like, granted, they definitely should not have done that because you're taking away from people who actually earned that spot. But this is worse because now you're playing with people's lives. You're playing with people's health. And if you put the wrong people in there, they're going to do the wrong thing and they're not going to know what to do. And then they're going to mess up. And a lot of people, to shift gears just a little bit, if y'all were unaware, there was a lot of controversy going around the Marvel studios where the people were upset because with the visual effects with some of the movies and maybe even some of the shows they were doing over there, because they said, oh, the visual effects aren't looking too good. Why don't they hire more people? Someone threw out a theory that some of the people over there most likely did not have the proper education to even do those type of visual effects, and that's why some of them came out the way that they did. And I said, you know what, that's not a bad theory to hang your hat on, because some people will lie on their resumes and lie about their whole lives and their careers. George Santos, I'm looking at you. That is a habitual liar if I ever knew one. Are you sure George Santos isn't behind this? Because this man's also been scamming people too. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if George was behind this, because this is right up his alley. But yeah, but to be more grounded with this whole situation, it is a serious matter. And I hope that, well, the second person who spoke behind the U.S. attorney said that they have not gotten wind of anybody who has bought one of these fake degrees and gotten a job, or they gotten wind of anybody being hurt or injured or harmed behind this. So that's a good thing. But the scary part about it is they've given out so many of them that you don't know which one. I believe they said it totaled out to about $114 million. So you think 15,000 a pop? That's a lot of people to equal up to even a million. So this has been going on for a very long time. They said 25 people in Florida are charged with it. So there were 25 hands that they know of that were involved with this scheme and this scandal, this controversy. But hopefully they do get a hold of the people that did purchase these degrees for $15,000. I wish I would pay $15,000 for a fake piece of paper. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to pay that much for the real thing, let alone a fake one, in hopes to get a job, and you don't know what the hell you're doing, because a lot of times these jobs expect you to have some type of experience, especially when it comes to the medical field. Your experience comes when you're in medical school. And these people never enrolled in this school or in these schools. They never got in and sat in one class. They never had a talk with their professor. They never did a lab. They never did anything that will require them or is required of them in order to be in these spaces that they lend their area of expertise or know-how or the proper training so they could effectively use it on their job. And that's scary, again, because it goes back to it being in a medical profession. You're dealing with people who are sick, people who have illnesses. Some people have viruses. Some people have life-threatening situations. And if you don't know what to do, you're going to make things worse. And at the very minimal, you could get sued. At the max, the hospital can get sued for malpractice. Then you're looking at not only getting a lawsuit from the family if you mess something up, but now you're facing jail time. And then it's like, how did you even get a job here? Then it's going to all come out that you bought a fake degree. Like, why not just earn it? See, this is the thing about shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in life. You have to go through something in order to achieve something higher. And these cut in the corners things that people are doing is wild to me. I wish they would expose the identities of the people who were involved with this, the ones who were running this scheme and the ones who contributed to it by paying for it. Again, $15,000 for a piece of paper is beyond me. There is no way in hell I would ever think of doing something like that.